What is up, busy moms, busy dads, busy people of the world who don't have 2 hours to work out? I'm with you. I used to before I had kids, before I had a career. But you don't need 2 hours in the gym to see great results, to see great progress. So taking you guys with me today, a little workout, a little story time. Let's get it. I don't think I've trained upper body in like a week and a half. We're on vacation. I did some push-ups, some kettlebell things, but no real workouts. Just getting back into it today. Upper body's been taking me about a half an hour. I had been scaling volume way back and loving it. Like strength has been up, performing much better overall, feeling good, energy's high. Getting stronger, feeling bigger and leaner. And I'm only doing about 6 sets per body part per week. And I'm supersetting a lot of stuff. So if I'm in a hurry, I'm doing triceps, I'll do chest, then back, then shoulders, something. Then I'll do bis, tris, forearms, traps. But if I'm cruising, not that that's ideal for performance for that workout and optimizing strength, but gets the job done. I feel really good and I'm happy with how I look. So that is what we've been doing right now. Superset, flat bench, pull-ups. Quick warm up. I will say, with such minimal volume, like this is below what most people will tell you as far as minimum effective volume. Typically, it's gonna be right around 10 sets per body part per week. And then the general range, depending on lifting history, they'll tell you about 10 to 20 sets per body part per week. That's ideal for performance, for hypertrophy. But scaling back, 1 exercise per body part, typically 3 sets. Sometimes I will add in a drop set or a rest pause set, some cheat reps just to get some, push beyond failure a bit. To that point though, with such minimal reps, I am going to failure or just short of failure. So I'm at a 9 as far as RPE. If you guys work with reps in reserve, that would be a 1, so 1 rep in reserve, and that's an absolute failure. So a lot of people kind of struggle with that concept because we're not truly honest with ourselves. Something gets hard, something gets tough, we get winded and we're like, all right, I'm close to failure. True failure means you couldn't do another rep if the world depended on it. So if you have a spotter, like you're failing after that next rep, which is very hard, especially if it's a heavy compound movement, it's gonna be fatiguing. So reps have been down a bit. I've been in that 6 to 8, 5 to 8 rep range. I'm going 1 rep short of failure or 2 failure that last set, sometimes with slightly additional volume via force volume, that drop set, rest pause, cheat reps for certain things, nothing I can get hurt on. And it's been very effective. I'm not happy with today's physique. It's not terrible, but I've been feeling really, really good about myself lately. This is 2 weeks off. I'm feeling a little bit flat. But prior to our trip and being in the full swing of things, I've been bigger, I've been leaner, I've been more vascular since implementing this reduction in volume and increase in intensity. So there is no such thing as one size fits all, guys. You can go read all the papers, all the studies, all the books, until you do it for yourself and see what makes you feel really good and what makes you progress in the way you want to see progress in. You write the book on yourself. You do the study on yourself. I'm about 6'1", 6'2", somewhere in that range. Usually hover between 180, 190. Heaviest I've ever been is 227. That was my forever bulk. Got a little fluffier than I would have liked. Went from 227 all the way down to 177. So I did a big cut, 50-pound cut. Got absolutely yoked, turtle shell abs. Didn't like how small I was. So the norm, the in-between I've kind of settled in recently is, it's really just kind of a forever maintenance, which I always hated maintenance. I wanted to bulk or I wanted to cut, and if I wasn't doing one, I felt like I was wasting time. But doing this forever maintenance, I'm focusing on progression in the gym. I'm focusing on eating the right things. I want to stay lean, I want to get stronger, and I really do want to gain weight very slowly over time. But I want to do so where I don't feel heavy, weighed down, tired, sluggish, which was a wall I always ran into. Once I'd hit 190, like that's why I typically bounce 180 to 190 and fairly lean. These days, probably 12, 13% body fat, something like that. I do want to get checked. We're going to do DEXA scans and VO2 max testing, Alessandra and I. But with this, again, this latest phase that I've been in, lower volume, higher intensity, eating intuitively. I am not tracking, but I am eating a ton of protein, ton of fats, moderate carbs, primarily whole food nutrient dense options. I'm feeling really good. And I've been lingering around 195 and staying fairly lean. And I've never really been, I've always started to be a little fluffier than I've wanted to be once I hit that 190 plus range. So this, like I said, before vacation, before I've had this little, not a setback, but a little time off just with how busy work has been, I was really, really happy with where I was at, strength-wise, energy-wise, physique-wise. And I'm not, life happens. It's been a couple weeks. It's not a big deal. It's not a huge setback. But I'm excited to get back into this and to keep playing with this. It's only been a few months that I've been on this trajectory, this protocol, this plan here. So I'm excited to see what happens over the course of a year. If I can get to a lean 200-ish, I'll be pretty thrilled. For context, that was probably an 8 as far as RPE. And historically, I probably would have stopped that set 1 rep short of that one. So really more like a 7. That's really been the difference, I think. I think younger, I was going a lot closer to failure a lot more frequently. As I get older, a little less cardio. Cardio's been up recently, but the last few years, less cardio. Just getting more winded, more fatigued. So having my cardio elevated again, going overall less volume, so knowing I've only got a couple sets left, has allowed me to get those additional tough reps in. So where that got really slow with the last couple. I probably, to failure, had a couple left. I was really an 8 instead of a 9. So first set will be around that. The next couple sets for everything, how I go through my whole workout, that flow will be a bit more intense than that. So closer to the 9, 10, where that last rep might truly be the last rep that I can do. Eight and a half, 9, getting closer. I'll be the first to admit, this whole process is trial and error. Like I said, you gotta do the study on yourself, figure out what works for you, what makes you feel the best, look the best, perform the best. Historically, like I've always been a volume monster. Gotta increase volume, progressive overload. So, given the fact that I've been training for 15, 16, 17 years, I used to do, Usually my workouts were 20 sets per body part per week. There was a period where I probably had 15 sets per body part per workout. Talking like 5 exercises per chest, flat bench, incline bench, decline bench, flies, maybe some push-ups after that, ton of junk volume, because that was what you're supposed to do. You know, you do chests and tries, back and bis. I've gone through total body workouts. I've gone through upper, lower, push, pull, legs. This upper, lower, 4 days a week, 6 sets per body part that I'm doing right now, I'm enjoying. And that might change in the future, but it's working for me now. I feel really good right now. I'm not doing 22, 25, 30 sets a week. But again, you figure it out on your own. I was training 6 days a week, 90 minutes to 2 hours at one point. Again, 20, 25, sometimes close to 30 sets per part per week. Kind of rotating your tires, just spinning your tires in place. You live and learn, you know? You gotta go through it to experience it and see if it worked or if it didn't work for you. So you don't regret it. As long as you're consistent overall with doing something, just keep learning, learn and grow. That's all you can do. And a lot of this stuff too, it's season of life, right? So when I was training 90 minutes, 2 hours a day, however many sets per part per week, I didn't have kids. I had minimal responsibilities. I either didn't have a job or I was just starting a new job, you know? Didn't have to come home and take care of anything. Now, 2 kids, I run 2 businesses, need to have that family time and still take care of myself in here. So I can't be in here for even an hour a lot of times. Like I said, certain workouts, I'll do tri-sets instead of doing straight sets. What you guys just saw with bench and pull-ups, I did that as a superset. If I have a ton of time, sometimes I'll do those as single sets. If I have no time, I'm about to do shoulder presses, I would tri-set that. Not ideal. Bench press, pull-ups, shoulder press, not ideal for maximizing performance, but for maximizing my workout and getting back to my work, getting back to my kids, getting back to my wife. Do what you gotta do, you know? So different phases of life. You can't get frustrated when you can't train the way you used to train, when you can't do things the same way that you used to do them, because it's a new lifetime. It's an entirely new phase of life. And there are certainly ways you can maximize it and get the most out of this phase, this current phase. There's no reason to feel like it's not worth doing something. It's always worth doing something. When you stop doing something, when you stop progressing, you start getting worse, little by little, slowly but surely, year by year. You know, you didn't just gain 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. It was 5 pounds a month, not even a month, 5 pounds a year, maybe it started out. And a couple crazy months where maybe you did stack it on and you didn't take that off. So I'm a big proponent of that. Constant personal development, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Not to say I'm perfect, not to say my wife's perfect, my family's perfect, our group is perfect. But it's something we're always aware of, you know? We don't just let it hit the back burner. Always aware of it. Yep. That was probably the truest 9, RP of 9 of the workout. One more solid rep left. That's what a 9 looks like. All right, next superset, we're doing dips. And then a chin-up variation for biceps. I have not mastered this yet. Got to keep playing with it. Figure out the angles, my body, my arms, hands, to really feel it in my biceps. But gymnasts have fantastic arms. This is supposed to be the secret. We'll see what happens. We'll go 45 pounds on the dips first. All right, bear with me on these chin-ups. If I'm moving around back, forth, moving my hands, because I'm not feeling it in my biceps yet. So we'll figure this out. All right, not perfect, but this is probably my second or third workout doing these. That was probably the best set. Elbows tucked in, pointed so not let them flare, trying to keep them tucked a little bit. Arms out in front of me. Not leaned way back, but not perfectly straight. And pull into my forehead instead of trying to come all the way up. Not perfect yet, but better. All right, now that I got a little bit of a pump, I can take my shirt off. Do a little physique check. Again, this is about a couple weeks off from upper body. So, not totally discouraged. I'll be in better shape here in a week or two, but this is where we're at post-vacation. That's what we're looking like. All right, last superset, we are going to hit barbell shrugs, and we're gonna do some reverse forearm grip, and some reverse forearm curls with kettlebells. Cute little pink kettlebells to wrap up the workout. All right, guys, I had fun filming this one. It was a lot more casual, laid back, kind of like a mini vlog. I guess it is technically a mini vlog. So I'm gonna keep bringing you guys some additional tidbits, some mini vlogs from different areas of our lives. Myself, my wife, run an online health coaching company called SD Evolution. And our philosophy is built on 5 main pillars of health. So training, nutrition, mindset, movement, and habits. And essentially, when one thing falls off, so if you're following a diet, if you're following a training program, you're on vacation, those things aren't gonna be in place while you're away, and stresses of life. When one of those traditionally falls off, you fall off the entire bandwagon. So the concept with these 5 pillars is they ebb and flow into each other. They support each other. And rather than building your entire journey on this deck of cards where one blow of the wind and everything falls down, you can keep these little things in place. So if training is off, you're more focused on diet and mindset and movement and just little habits throughout the day, and vice versa. Again, they all support each other. So I want to show you guys different insights into our lives and how we encapsulate those 5 pillars into different things that we do. Today was really about, understanding we can do a lot in a little amount of time. This workout was a little longer because I spent time filming. Traditionally, this specific workout would take me about 35 minutes. If I was in a hurry, I could get it done in 20, 25, just trisets, supersets where needed, short rest. Again, not ideal, but my life doesn't revolve around working out anymore. There's a lot of stuff going on. Got kids, got the businesses, got to support the family, and spend time with each other, and that's what it's all about. So with those 5 pillars in mind, honestly, I would rather spend 10 or 20 minutes in each of those. Literally 10-minute workout, 10-minute, meal prep, or just planning out what I'm gonna do and where I'm gonna get those things throughout the day. Less than 10 minutes of habit, 10 minutes of movement, going for a walk, a 10-minute walk, 10 minutes of meditation. So literally you fill those 3 things in, 10 minutes for each of those 5 pillars, you're at 50 minutes for the day. And I would rather have 50 minutes evenly spread through those 5 pillars than one 50-minute workout. So I am truly embracing that in this season of life. I'm actually feeling better than I have in a very long time because of it. I am on my way to looking better than I have in a very long time. Again, pre-vacation, I was in a pretty good place. Right now, not terrible, but I'm not where I was. Once I kind of get rid of the flatness and get back to where, I'm training 4 days a week, getting back into running a little bit. Again, no deal breakers, but I'm feeling really, really good. And I'm balanced for the first time in a very long time. When this is a very busy season of life for me, which, that balance wouldn't always be the case. So I'm learning a lot about myself. I want to bring you guys those insights. So if you found this helpful, like the video, share the video. It's greatly appreciated. Help me grow the channel. This is still pretty new. I haven't been consistent with it yet. Slowly picking that up recently. And subscribe so you're notified of the new video drops. All right, catch you guys in the next one.